the dominant color of planet Earth is blue. By far, Earth is a blue planet. And that's why the Earth society is a blue society. We see at night, on the night path of the orbit, every 45 minutes, all the main cities are along rivers, along the Nile, for example, or along the coast. This is when we see, obviously, that human beings, humanity, depend on water, whether it is water of rivers or water of seas, of oceans.
Every time you and I breathe, 50% of the oxygen we consume has been produced by microscopic plants in the surface of the oceans. We also have the oceans providing 97% of all of the water on this planet, and that's the reservoir for water that enters the water cycle, without which no plant life, no animal life, no human life can exist on this planet.
I think we have to bring the oceans into people's daily lives.
The oceans are like the air we breathe. They are something that ties us together, doesn't separate us. The world has become smaller, there are more of us, and our technologies have enabled us to overcome this sense of barrier.
We need to have a new vision to reverse our point of view.
We need to change our behavior. So we have to change our perception. In a way, it's like turning the table upside down.
The more we look at the biodiversity in the ocean, the more we see that there's an incredible biodiversity there. All of the planktonic life, which is 95% of the biomass of life in the ocean, is largely unexploited. We know very little about it. We don't really know what these organisms are. We've discovered millions of genes, which many of them, we have no clue what their functions are. All of these, potentially new sources of organisms for biofuels, new sources of molecules, of genes, for healthcare, for nutrition, for all kinds of other things. Well, in terms of food, we already derive quite a lot of our protein from fish, of course. Many people around the world depend on fish for their basic nutrition. Algae also are used in nutrition.
We are traditional fishers, so we only fish with fixed gears, like flukes and nets, and we pick oysters and cockles by hand. So what we have to learn in the future is take care of our environment. So we have to eat what the sea gives us in abundance, and not only eat tuna and salmon. Just eat what the sea gives you.
We are going through a transition from hunting the oceans, fishing, to farming the oceans. So we have to find a way to maintain some of these traditional jobs, fishing, in a way that can be passed down from generation to generation of fishermen. But we also have to look at how can we farm the seas in a way that is sustainable. I think we have a great opportunity not to make the same mistakes that we did with agriculture. We have a roadmap.
One of the most important questions is indeed the question of climate. The question of climate and climate change and global warming is already, and will even be even more, the question that will dominate the rest of our lives and the lives of our children. So this is going to also be important in terms of the economics.
At least 90% of all the goods are transported by ships across the oceans. So ocean transportation is, for the global economy, is really important.
We need to decouple environmental degradation and economic development. We will need to create a new economy. And this is why I speak about the blue economy. So a new economy is an economy that, in fact, is based on the marine ecosystem and not on the human capacity to intervene economically in the sea.
New energy is critical. We need to stop with the oil business, and I'm encouraging the companies in the oil business to slowly or as fast as they can switch to renewable energy. Renewable energy is not just the sun, it's not just the wind, it's also the currents. We have now people creating turbines which can be put in currents. There are a lot of opportunities today.
But we will need to speak also about biotechnology, because we are already, in a way, preparing the biotechnology revolution that will also be very important. The future will be around the bioeconomy.
Do you know that half of the medicines we use in cancer treatments are based on the research on ocean? Phytoplankton can produce glass at 0 degrees. You see the potential of the ocean, the potential of the future research. It's an amazing field of possibility.
I guess we have to be pragmatic. I mean, I guess we have to accept that it's money that makes the world go round. And so we have to try to work within a kind of economic framework. So that means putting some sort of economic value on the way we live, on the resources that we exploit from our planet.
Although we have different views, we often have different views and different interests on the things related to the ocean, but we have to have a common vision, I would say a blue society vision, on how to explore and use those resources while respecting the ocean.
Unfortunately, I often feel with issues of the environment, they seem to be placed in opposition. What is essential for jobs is in opposition to what is good for the planet, good for the environment. And I think the ocean gives us a perfect opportunity to reverse this concept. It's exactly the care and the responsibility for preserving the ocean that will lead to economic development.
The chance we have, I think the chance we all have, is that the ocean is really, really resilient. When you stop a pressure on the ocean, a stress in a locality, in a local place, in the years afterwards, the life is taking over and catching up. So this is our chance.
We need new science, we need more science in the oceans. We need fit-for-purpose ability to observe it, to map it, and to generate forecasts about that system. We have the technologies, now we need the will to deploy those technologies, to increase the intensity of the science effort, and to get a fit-for-purpose forecasting capability about the dynamics of the ocean upon which life on this planet is very reliant.
If you protect the ocean, you protect yourself. And that's what it's all about. Nature doesn't care, we do. And so the Blue Society is passing on the message to a lot of people, and they're going to want to make better decisions than they made before. They didn't know, now they will.